Hey guys, welcome to my process podcast. I'm here. You can see I'm creating my MacroGenesis title page for the MacroGenesis mythology, um, and I'm using Procreate for the second generation iPad Pro 12.9 inch, and it's a fantastic tool. I definitely recommend it for those of you who are illustrators and artists who have an iPad Pro. It's a great tool to use with that. Anyways, as you can see here, I'm working on the title, and that's kind of a big thing to get down. It's going to be used multiple times throughout the series. I really like to get a nice tight looking title. And I think I did ultimately come out with one that I liked. By the end of the video, you'll see it. But it did go through a few iterations. This early iterations here, you can see this little decorous paisley behind the letter M, lines, and tried different things. Tried it with paper, sort of a paper background, then I just changed the color of the typeface, and I found I like that better, just kind of like a good high contrast image against the dark background. It makes it feel a little bit more like those Tibetan texts that my friends often studied in grad school. Um, and of course, you can see here there's an Earth, there's North Pole, there's a couple of clocks, and a sundial there in South Asia, a very large sundial inspired by the Jaipur temple or palace's sundial. Anyways, and so this is just basically adding little touches here and there, getting a little bit of atmosphere, coming up with a sort of general very basic image. I wasn't initially going to shoot for anything quite as elaborate as I ended up going for it, but just as the drawing progressed, just more and more details kind of felt like they would be useful. So here you can see I'm redoing the title again. This ends up being the final version of the title. And so that's kind of good. We ended up changing the paisley into like a sort of a polar grid for like a planisphere. Anyways, I thought that was a nice touch because obviously a lot of these stories are really about mapping stars. It's kind of indication. We even end up adding the keystone asteroid to that little planisphere um, polar grid just for funds because that's another important or prominent constellation in the stories that I tell. Um, and many of the stories that I sort of drew inspiration from as well. Um, anyhow, and so yeah, so we're also adding this like little grid, a map of where people have been traveling on the planet with these stories, because these stories did in fact help out in navigation in early ancient societies. It's good to emphasize that sort of thing. As you see, we're adding a little atmosphere to the planet. It's quite a sort of a hyperbolic shape here. So we're using kind of hyperbolic scales in order to sort of emphasize that fictional or unreal aspect of the terrors. And of course, we're doing something here with creating caverns over the planet's surface and trying to let us see down into the mantle and core, and just using that to play with ideas that I've come across in my studies of mythology, stories like the Hollow Earth theory and stuff like that. That even some people take that stuff seriously these days. I just enjoy it for the sort of narrative value, and of course to show sort of the inner workings of the clock, which is the Earth's own sort of like rotation and axial precession, orbiting around the sun and things like that. So there's a lot. There's a lot to what I'm showing here that goes well beyond a kind of literal vision of things. And yeah, just kind of looking at, you can see even a little ship there on the over in Europe there, indicate the role that stars played in early travel. And yeah, working with the shadows, purple shadows, is actually really fun. Just one of the things I really love about Procreate and just about these sort of uh, digital illustrations in general is the way that you use layers pictures with different kinds of filters on them. Honestly, some of my most impressive color work is really just figuring out how to use filters well and just experimenting with them, trying to figure out which ones make something look like it's a reflection, something makes it look like it's a shadow, learning how to make highlights and shines and things like that in a natural way.